I'm going to give you 5 lessons that I took from my interview with Camilla Jeffs on the Introverted Real Estate Investor. I'm Oliver Perry. This is the Oliver Perry Show. Let's get into it. Number 1, show up for your audience. Remember that whatever you're doing, whether it be real estate, whether it be something else, you have an audience. Someone is out there watching. They're expecting you to show up. Every time you put out on a schedule, they're expecting you to be there. And this is what we call consistency. The more consistent you are, the more steam you have. The more steam you have, the easier it is to succeed at whatever time that time hits and you're meant to succeed. You can see so many people who have already done whatever they're doing for whatever their brand might be. But the interesting thing is they've been after it for so very long. Perfect example. A gentleman by the name of David Shands. I'm sure you guys heard of him. He's one of the affiliates. They're one of the affiliates for our show. He was after this thing that he's up to now with the morning meetup, and he's got 2 different podcasts out now. He's been doing this for 6 or 7 years, constantly grinding away. And the results that you see now are the results of those 6-7 years of work. Next point, create a process for your videos. Find a way to sit down and create a process. Now, this isn't just for those who are creating content in real estate. This is also for those who are not creating content in real estate. You can still create a process for whatever you're doing. In one of the other episodes, you saw us interview Joseph Frangos. And Joseph talked about his SOPs. And his SOPs allow him to pass that thing on to the next person. Go check out Joseph's episode. You're going to enjoy it, and it's going to make a lot more sense on these SOPs. But the point is, you need to create these things to allow people to replace you so that you can be higher up. You can continue to be the boss, not necessarily higher up, but you can continue to be the boss of your business and not have to worry about every single thing of the day. Allow other people to succeed as well. Next point, trial and error can teach you your strengths and your weaknesses. A lot of you are out there looking for what makes you great in real estate, what makes it easy for you in real estate. You have to try things to figure that out. You're not going to just sit down in real estate and figure it out by sitting down. The reason is there's so many different facets in real estate that you can take action on that you have to have the understanding that everything may not be for you, but you don't know what those things are until you do them. You may love flipping properties. You may hate flipping properties. You may love property management and love underwriting. You may hate it, but you don't know until you do it or you give it a shot and you give it a try. Next point, do your homework. Camilla talked about how she bought into a property that was not going to be good for her in the long run. It was cheap and it was easy for her to get a hold of, but it ended up not being as great as she wanted it to be. And the reason was, as she said, was because she did not do her homework. She did not really do the due diligence and do the research to figure out what it was that made this property good or bad. You're not just looking at the numbers of the property. You're going to look at where the property is located. How many people are coming in and out of the property? What are the properties like around this property? What's the city's plans for the property? All these are things that you should be taking into account when you're looking at your real estate investing efforts. Learn what's popular in the area is the 5th point. There's particular areas in different locations that have a different, let's say, feeling to it. These feelings are, there's one location in the perfect example in Atlanta. You have 5 points, what's called Little 5 Points. Little 5 Points is more of a hip area. It's more of a hipster vibe. It's more of a artistic vibe. When you go to somewhere like Buckhead, it's more of a luxury vibe. It's more extravagant there. When you go somewhere like Stone Mountain, it's more of a family vibe. And it all depends on the areas that you go to, but you need to understand where you're going into. Because if you go to Buckhead and try to put in things into the property that you would normally put in a Stone Mountain kind of area, it's not going to work. It's not going to sell. It's not going to get the higher number that you're after. But at the same time, it's the exact opposite the other way around. So if you take the granite countertops, marble countertops, not saying that you're not going to see that in Stone Mountain, but just saying in general, if you take that to a different area and that's not the idea, the vibe in that area, what they enjoy or what they like, you're just wasting money. So with that said, listen, there's videos that are popping up on the screen right about now, and there's two of them. One is up top. This is the full interview with Camilla. The one here is all the interviews that I've done up to this point for the Oliver Perry Show. I want you to check it out. Go take a look. If you're still here and you haven't clicked, pick one of the two, and go check it out. Or you can always go to the shorts. The shorts are fun too. The shorts are a lot of fun. That's going to be more if you want to laugh. But for now, these two are here. So appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.